receive. We give thanks for the opportunity to live in a free country where we can make our own decisions. We ask your blessings on this council, and we ask your guidance over the decisions that we make. We ask you watch over our servicemen and women as they protect our freedom, and the safety forces as they protect our city. As we pray.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Roll call.
Henry.
Here.
Johnson. Kelly.
Here.
Morrow.
Here.
Poole. Here. Crable.
Here.
Heffley.
Here. Mr. President. Mr. Crable.
Motion to excuse Mr. Johnson.
Second. A motion saying excuse Mr. Johnson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion being carried. Excuse. I need approval of minutes of May 6, 2013. A motion and second to approve the minutes. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Approved, or opposed, same sign. Hearing none. Minutes will be approved. Elections and appointments, there are none. Special orders of committees, none. Brings us to unfinished business. Mr. Henry.
I make a motion that we reconsider and amend ordinance 36, 2013. Reconsider.
Second.
A motion and second to reconsider. All in favor of reconsidering, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, reconsider has been approved.
Mr. President,
Mr. Henry.
I make a motion that we amend ordinance 36, 2013. Approving the agricultural necessary application for this partial amendment.
A motion and second for the amendment. Roll call. Following discussion first. Seeing no discussion, roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Poole. Yes. Crable.
Yes.
Heffley.
Yes.
Mr. President,
Mr. Henry.
I make a motion that we accept ordinance 36, 2013 as amended.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Henry.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Poole. Yes. Crable.
Yes.
Heffley.
Yes.
Ordinance 36, 2013 has been adopted as amended.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Petitions and communications.
Notice from the Ohio Division of Liquor Control regarding license for Tokyo Asian Bistro, 789 Beacon Road, Union Hill, Heath, Ohio, 43056.
Mr. President,
Mr. Crable.
make a motion we do not request a hearing for Tokyo Asian Bistro, 789 Beacon Road.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried.
Mr. President,
Mr. Crable.
motion to receive and file the petition communication.
Second.
A motion and second to receive and file the communications. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Now brings us to visitors. Any visitors like to speak? Approach the podium quickly, because, oh, here comes somebody.
How did you know? Becky Goodwin, 1611 Heaven Road. Is this on? It's not. I wanted to come up and say kudos on the youth in government. John, Mr. Heffley, Mr. Kelly, you guys do a wonderful job. I actually had a good time because I got to go see the water department and the wastewater department. I've seen how all that functions, got to watch Nick show his deal off, so got some pictures.
It's on now.
Yeah, I can tell. Also wanted to tell you that the video, I did a video of the kids, and evidently the teacher's showing it because it now has 21 views as of today. So it is getting around. I honestly am not sharing this on a page anywhere or anything like that. I'm just telling them how to find it. And a couple of our other videos are up to like that one is up to 65 now from January. So, I don't know who's watching, but it could be. Secondly, I wanted to say, some of you may or may not know this, past doing the decals for the police cars and things like that, I'm also working on a history book for the police department. So now my little thing shows up on the police page where he's asking about police information. So some of you got to see this nice picture that I was handed last week. Mr. Henthorn here has given it to Mr. Mason. I've been talking to Mr. Mason on all this stuff. So if you have any input or parts thereof, I am working on it. I am compiling it with pictures, everything. So just wanted you to know what I was doing, and that's why I have all this stuff right now. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other visitors like to speak? Seeing none, we'll move on to committee reports, finance and budget, Mr. Crable.
Somebody wants to speak, I think.
We're gonna wait on the case. Finance and budget met this evening with 4 items. First item, appropriate storm damage insurance proceeds from the pool, $11,487. Pool fund capital outlay $9,050. Services $1,487. Materials and supplies $950. Second item, appropriate $1,650 for capital improvements for vinyl graphics for the new car 7 of the police department. Third item, legislation direct proceeds from the police department's non-fixed asset disposal items to the law enforcement fund. Fourth and final, authorize the disposal by sale of the city's old street signs at a selling price of $25 each on a first come, first served basis, waiving the bidding procedure. Under other items, Auditor Alexander reported that Standard & Poor's reaffirmed the city's bond rating and A+ rating previously issued. Auditor Alexander, anything else?
Nothing to add, sir.
Kim Geller.
Not this time, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public services, Mr. Morrow.
Thank you, Mr. President. The meeting of the Public Service Committee will be next Tuesday, because next Monday will be a holiday, at 5:30 here at City Hall. Anything, Mr. Geller?
Nothing to add, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Public safety is Mr. Johnson. Mr. Huffey, you want to first?
Yes.
Okay.
I got to turn my phone on. Public safety, met May 13th at 5:30. Chief Shepherd gave his report. Calls for service were 1,377 compared to 1,487 in 2012. Offense reports were 132 compared to 114, 43 arrests, 28. Accidents 18 compared to 24. And citations 52 compared to 109 in 2012. Overtime usage for April was $8,871, and year to date is $31,883. We will be participating in the Click It or Ticket, which begins on May the 20th. Under legislative requests, asked that we reword the city auction proceeds legislation. And the second request was to appropriate $1,650 for the graphics package for the new cruiser. Having nothing else to report, adjourned at 5:37. 5:37, we started the fire department report. Chief Huggins stated that there were 44 fire runs compared to 26 in 2012. Year to date is 132. 130. EMS runs 158 compared to 145 in 2012. EMS runs year to date 653 compared to 583 in 2012. Transports 88 compared to 83 last year, and year to date 362 compared to 356 in 2012. Legislative requests, there were none. Monthly expense report. Wages were $64,649.13. Overtime April is $19,324.97, and total year-to-date is $63,866.17. Under equipment, command truck axle was rebuilt at the cost of $1,600. The prevention trailer with the fire safety house is currently at Hanover, and will be in Newark the 18th of May. On personnel, Spellman broke a state record in the bench press by 10 pounds. Under training, Cox is to train the department on auto extrication. Under old business, there's still no grants for the self-contained breathing apparatus. And second, we need a replacement for the front awning at Station 1. The estimated cost would be $1,900. Under new levy, the fire levy increase was discussed, and after a lengthy discussion, it was said that we will bring it back the next safety meeting. The chief has applied as a part-time chief position in the Thornville area. He's unsure whether he'll be moving on at this time. And the last thing was they wanted to know about mutual aids given in April. They were 18 fire and 37 EMS for a total of 55. Mutual aids that we received, the chief said that there were 15. Having nothing else to report, we adjourned at 6:38 p.m. Chief Shepherd, anything you'd like to add?
No, sir.
Chief Huggins?
Nothing right now, thanks.
That's all, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Brings us to streets and drainage. Mr. Evans.
Okay, under streets and drainage, Bob, we started the committee meeting at 5:30. Bob Geller gave his report. Under street signs, we were short on the signs, and under the Jubbs and Henderson plan, we might have to order some more signs. They called for them to be placed one way, and our crews are putting them in another, so we might end up with a few signs that we might have to buy. We came up with a price on the old signs at $25 and put a legislation in to sell them. Under the paving list, second item on the agenda, paving list, he gave the streets that will be paved: Willow Ridge Drive, Kimberly Court, Piedmont Lane, Alpine Circle, Cumberland Crest, Berkshire Drive, Beach Court and Elm Court, and Franklin Avenue, Liberty Drive, South 30th Street, Carlton Drive, and a portion of Dog Lake Road near the street department. Moving on to the third item, the mowing of right-of-ways is, we're a little late on getting started on that. We had the John Deere PTO was broke, and the mower was down, and we're also one man down from what we had last year. Bob also wanted to know about the area off of Radian Drive to the right, and then also to the left. Was this ours to mow? Mayor said he would check on this if it had been transferred, and we moved on to the fourth item, which is still fixing potholes, and there are some on Thornwood Drive. We're trying to stay ahead of this, and Thornwood will be paved in the near future. So under other items, question of discussion on the median. What about the landscaping? Heath said we need to get an expert on the landscaping field to tell us what needs to be done with this area, and the trees have got to be replaced. Mayor said he will make some calls and find out what has to be done to have the work done. We adjourned at 6:09 p.m. Then we restarted the street meeting and reconvened at 6:55, and John Brock showed up to answer the questions on Radian Drive, which he said that both sides is something that we have to mow, and that the city does own this property. He said that as of right now, we haven't seen a deed, But when we do, the only tax, I guess, that we will pay will be to the Muskegon watershed. I hope I'm right on that, Pete, okay? Also, Councilman Kelly brought up the subject of the striping on 30th Street. After some discussion, we will see what can be done to correct this problem. I think I'll just leave it at that. Bob, is there anything you'd like to add? Did I miss anything?
No, you didn't. You did a great job.
Thank you. That's all, Mr. President.
Thank you. Community Development and Zoning, Mr. Henry.
Thank you, sir. Community development and zoning will be 3 June, 2013 at 5:30 p.m. Mr. Rock, do you have anything?
Just one thing really quickly, there's some banners that are in front of you there. I want to thank, the Britons for producing these banners. We have 12 of them that are going out. Bob's directed his people to put them up tomorrow. And it really inaugurates the banners for some in the city. And it's a lot of work by a lot of people. But thank you, I really want to thank you and Dwayne for all the help you've given us. And the mayor's idea was to sell, or not to sell, but to include local businesses on these banners. And Frisch's and Park have paid for their banners, so we have had to. And we'll continue with the mayor's program in the future. Hopefully, as the seasons go and special events go, we'll have a whole bunch of banners to select each year. And hopefully most of them will be paid for by local businesses. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Parks, Recreation, and Davis Shea, Mrs. Wolf.
Thank you, Mr. President. Parks, Recreation, and Davis Shea was called to order this evening at 6:09. First item on the agenda was a legislative request for storm reimbursement insurance proceeds of $11,487, which consisted of a door replacement for $1,487, the funbrellas for $9,050, and trees for $950. Second item was filling of the pool. They're currently in the process of filling the pool. They repaired a few minor problems and painted the striping prior to filling. Third item, pool membership. We're $3,500 ahead of last year. Total of $48,925 collected so far for memberships. Item 4, employees hired at the pool. The hiring is pretty much completed. They're still waiting on a few of the college students to return for the summer. Ann Clippinger will be the manager and Rhonda White the assistant manager. Fifth item, volleyball and softball leagues have started and are up and running. And 6, under other items, Councilman Kelly brought up the Davis Shea House, wondering if there have been any further issues or discussions since our last council meeting. And the mayor and I both reported we've had separate meetings with additional volunteers, from former volunteers of the Shea House, as well as residents of Heath. There still continues to be concerns. The mayor has also met with our law director to determine the city's control in this issue, and has determined that if it's a violation of the lease or management contract, that we would have an issue, or if we could pull the bed tax ordinance and make changes there. But other than that, it's pretty much under the Arts Council. And that's all that I have. Do you have anything to add, Bob?
Nothing, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Planning Commission, Mr. Craig.
Mr. President, Planning Commission is normally scheduled for this Thursday. However, due to a lack of agenda topics, we are likely not going to have a meeting this month. Mr. Groff, anything else to add?
No, thank you.
Mayor Johns?
Just that if we do cancel a meeting, it'll be done tomorrow or early afternoon.
It's official, but it's very likely. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Brings us to introduction of ordinances. Ordinance 43, 2013.
Ordinance 43, 2013, an ordinance authorizing the appropriation of $1,650 within the capital improvement fund to purchase the vinyl graphics package from new cruiser number 7.
Ordinance 43, 2013 is up for second reading. Ordinance 44, 2013.
Ordinance 44, 2013, an ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to direct all police-related city auction proceeds, such as impounded and forfeited vehicles, bicycles, vehicle contents, police non-fixed asset disposal items, to the law enforcement trust fund.
Ordinance 44, 2013 be held for second reading. Ordinance 45, 2013.
Ordinance 45, 2013, an ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to adopt 2013 language and paragraph plan.
We will hold that one and also schedule a public hearing for June the 17th at 7:20 p.m. There are no ordinances on the second reading, no resolutions on the first reading, or no resolutions on the second reading. Brings us to reports of city officials. Mayor Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome to everyone in attendance. I'm going to echo John's remarks regarding the banners and the appreciation to the Goodwins for your ideas and input on the signs and how we can best create them. I think they look great. The colors look extremely vivid. I was really taken back by how sharp the color is, and I think they look fantastic, and I think they're going to look great when they're up on the poles in Hebron Road. So thank you. I also need to say thank you to President Kelly, to Councilman Heffley, to John Geller, and everybody else who helped to put together the Youth in Government Day, which was on May 10th. I look forward to that day every year. This one was a little bit different for me since Audra got to participate in Lynn's role. Lynn, I know she enjoyed it and appreciate your help with her and getting her prepared. Thank you. But the feedback that I heard from the kids is that they really enjoyed it. I think it's an outstanding thing that we do every year, but it doesn't just fall out of the sky. It takes people to make it happen, like the Heath Lions for helping to prepare the lunch, and Mortabella McDonald's for supplying the food, and folks over at Fire Station 1 helping to get the area ready. So it takes a lot of people to make it happen, but it also, I think, has a great impact on kids in the city. Also, I want to make sure that everybody is aware, on Memorial Day, which is Monday the 27th, at 5:30, the city's annual Memorial Day event will be held at the airport with the backdrop of the F-4 Phantom for the event. Should there be inclement weather in the area, we will be able to bring it inside the hangar, which is next to the Phantom jet. I know it's a little bit of an inconvenient time. I enjoy a good cookout as much as anybody, but the folks at American Legion Post 771, which help us put on this event every year, are at a number of different events that day. So it's a time of the day that works with their schedule, and frankly, I think it's in everybody's. I think everybody should at least take some time out to remember why we have the day off and the sacrifices made by those people in our armed services. So again, city's event, 5:30 on Memorial Day out at the airport, and we're hoping for some great weather. Maybe we can even get John Groff to get up in the cockpit. Also, just want to remind everybody, May 30th is the last day of school for Heath City Schools. Please be cautious when driving through the city during the day. There will hopefully be lots of kids outside playing as opposed to staying inside playing Xbox. So first day, our last day of school is May 30th, and the first day that the pool opens is Saturday, June 1st. So I'm looking forward to another great summer, enjoying a lot of time at the water park. And finally, I want to, I put together a mayoral letter of recognition, but I want to say in the meeting what a great production the high school put on this weekend for Sound of Music. It had been 6 years since the high school had put on a musical, and it was being somebody who got to see it up close from the ground up. It was amazing how far the kids went with that in just a 2-month period of time. And the quality of the performance The work of the stage crew and the lights and sound guys, you know, I had to remember sometimes that these were actually high school kids that were doing this. It was really a very enjoyable production, an outstanding thing in the community. My hope is that it's not another 6 years before they have another one, and that this will be an event that will grow from here within the community. And with that, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Auditor Alexander.
I have no report.
Director Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President, I have no report.
Start out the end part out here, Mr. Craig.
I have no report.
Mr. Henry.
I'd like to invite everyone on Memorial Day at 9:30 a.m. to be up Mount Calvary. Our American Legion Post 771, we have a service there at 9:30, and it's very impressive, I think. And then at 10:30 we'll be at St. Joseph on North 13th. So anybody would like to be in, you're very welcome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mrs. Cole.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just welcome to everyone, and I want to say kudos to the good ones as well. Those are very nice. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. Morrow.
I have nothing other than all.
Mr. Duffy.
Same, and thanks to the good ones, these signs are really nice. And John, the crew is getting put up, we look forward to it. And that's all I have.
Lynn, anything tonight? Start down below with, Mr. Draw.
Nothing, thank you.
Chief Shepherd.
No, sir.
Chief Evans.
Nothing, thanks.
Bob Geller.
Nothing.
Kim Geller. John Geller.
Nothing, thank you.
Now, if I don't talk too long, we get done by 8 o'clock. I just want to say youth and government, I think, went great this year. I want to thank Mr. Heffley, Mayor Johns, John Geller, and the Lions Club, all the department heads, anyone that had anything to do with it. Also want to thank Perry Brochus for being the speaker. I think he did a great job. The other thing I want to mention, John, is maybe next year we might want to do a change on the order of where the different people go. You know, we've always used the same.
Yeah,
We kind of fly by the seat of our pants, we change it anyway. And some of the fire department guys are asking maybe change it so that their guys can set up and we don't have people there right away, or vice versa or something. So between now and next year, we'll look at changing the schedule just a little bit.
I don't want to change anything. Yeah, we can change it anyway.
You know, I mean, just, like I said, I think every year everyone changes a little bit themselves when they drive around, they kind of go to different places and stuff, but just maybe officially we'll tweak it, you know. So, the other thing is graduation for the high school is June 2nd, the Sunday, if anyone wants to go over and see that. And I think I'm done, so we get done here. Any new business? None. Reading the bids? None. Oh, sorry. Miscellaneous? None. Adjournment?
Motion for adjournment.
No.
Second.
Motion to adjourn, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Adjourn.
7:58. 7:58, about 2 minutes, Kelly, you got it.
It's only because I didn't go off.
You almost blew it, 'cause you got it.
No, I know what I.
Yes.
Time.